I'm starting this video standing here because it's getting pretty and it's nice, but now we're going to move over to a more developing area. So the plant's delivering perfectly here. I can see my bees. There's bees all here and they're all going exactly where they're supposed to. So that's working great, tick. We're going to this area here, I'm going to do a border along the side there, same here, but currently this is still rock solid. I can't emphasize how awful the ground is underneath the gravel and underneath what was the plastic grass. It is just so awful. So here we're doing, so again with the pergola, we planted like a pyracantha, which I really like, and they bring a lot to the table. They have like the really nice berries, they have the blossom, they're pretty, but they're so brutal. If ever you're doing trimming and you cut some of them and you put them in a pile and you pick them up, they'll find you. They'll find your hands, very, very spiky. We've got another fruit tree here, still got lots of weeds, picking up weeds, forever picking up weeds. I'm trying to do this video, but it's very hard when you see a weed to not want to get it. Right, no, forget them for now. Okay, all of this is weeds, but that's okay. We're gonna deal with them later. So this is more of a practical area. This is the car turning circle. So I've already started. I've done one side at the back, and I purposely didn't want to finish it yet because I've been using it as a trial. So what I've been doing with my car is driving in and turning round. And it was quite good, especially on a wet when it was wet or something like that, to see where my wheels wanted to go. And basically, this isn't wide enough. I was hoping I'd get away with one sleeper wide. So I'd done the one sleeper, and I was hoping that would be enough, but it isn't. But it's kind of written itself now. So I'm gonna do it to here now, which should be more than enough. And even though part of me would feel sad that it's going to be a drive, but it's not going to be a drive, it's going to be a green drive. So I'm going to do like I did my footpaths again. I'm going to make that all level as best as I can. I'm going to put those plastic grill things on, fill them with gravel, and then I'm going to seed it again with like, well, I'll partly just see what happens anyway, but I'm going to seed it with just your hardy low flowering meadow plants, which will like that area, and then that'll all get covered. So even though it's a drive, it's going to be a living drive, and water can still pass through, so it's still complementing. So with the woodland garden, what I'll put down all through this, and it really makes a big difference actually. I put down all this mulch, and it's surprising how big a difference. So certain areas are, well, let's take this area here. This area here, covered in weeds now, that's all weeds, right? But over here, there's nothing. There's nothing except the plants I planted. So it's worked really well for keeping down the weeds, and it's really good for like holding moisture, good for the soil, good for the plants around it. And I mean, some of them are doing great. I mean, this one's spreading wonderfully. We've got this tree here, I've got its label on here so I can remember. This one is called a new Calicarpa. So what this one has, this one's really nice, and it's coming now. They have these really bright purple berries on, which the birds really like. And I don't know if I've said before, so even though I've got bird feeders at the front of the house, this area here, I don't plan to put any bird feeders at all. This is just wildlife garden. So I'm trying to, I mean, don't get me wrong, I'm still managing it. Like, for example, that's a dock leaf. They're not bad, but I don't want them in this bit. So I'm purposely trying to keep this totally natural. Along the side here, you know, I don't know if I've mentioned it. I feel like I mentioned it a lot. Not a big fan of the land, and it's we must be getting on with the neighbours because they've actually started removing their hedge, because they're basically, this is the wire fence, and I can't really grow stuff up against it very well, because if you remember the cages are about that wide, so I can only plant from about here. So I can either grow it and then try and get it up, but for them it's a perfect platform to grow. So we're in sync basically, me and the neighbours. And they've even, I was gonna get around to it, and you remember the hedgehog staircase, but they've made, if you look here, this is how sync we are, they've made a hedgehog ramp, and that's perfect, that is. So it's a big drop, you can see, but they've made this big ramp up to here, And that's perfect for a hedgehog now. They can get in and out no problem, fixed. And a good thing about this wire as well, it's, you know, foxes, badgers, they can all get in and out really. So this is a very, it's still a fence, it's still a border, it's still a barrier, but for wildlife, it doesn't slow them down at all. So if we go to the back bit here, and again, you have to be careful what you plant here because of the tree, basically. I was just looking. So this one, I think it's called Woodland. This one gets really nice little white flowers on, and you can actually make tea out of that as well. I've never tried it, but I'm just making sure it's clear. But that, some people don't like that because it spreads so ferociously, but in the right place, I think it's great. We've got the owl box up there. I don't know if we've got an owl in it. But one of the things, because this tree is, it's got a protection order on, which is great. Very happy about that. But it is a big tree, and I want to get on with the neighbours, and it's actually better for the tree. So I put in for, you have to apply for planning permission to have it cut, and it takes about 6 weeks. So I'll put in for that with the view we're going to get it done in autumn. And there's two reasons I want to do that. One, I don't want it as big. Two, it's good for the tree to so I've been told it's good for the tree to give it a cut. It stops raises the crown, so there'll be more space down here, which is perfect. And stops the trunk getting too wide, so it's not going to push into the wall or cause problems. So it's a worthwhile thing to get done. That's, remember the log pile, you've seen that. We don't cut the tree till autumn. You have to check when trees like to be pruned, and this one is autumn. And then we've got a gap there. I'll show you the outside in a second. We've got a gap there, which I've got a plan for now, because I don't know what it's for. No idea why it would have been there, but it is there, and currently it's quite dull. So this is the other side of it. I don't really understand it. So you've got the gap there, you've got the wall here. I mean, I'm assuming this was a walkway once upon a time. But if you're going to block it, why not block it all? I don't know. Doesn't matter. We'll do it. And in fairness, it's quite cool. It's quite an interesting feature. Well, it can be. Currently, I mean, you can't really get any more boring than that wooden board. So we're going to take these out and do a feature there. Now I've got a plan. If you've got any suggestions, if nothing else, if you suggest the same plan, that'd be great. But you might come up with a better plan. But I have a plan, and I'm going to do that soon. But yes, we're going to fix that soon. Looking forward to that. Actually, I think it's going to be good. This area here, I don't know when it's going to be. I've said that before though. I don't know if I said about the laurel. The laurel will be here a while, whipped straight up. That's going to be here a while, whipped straight up. This bit here, I want to. It's currently, I mean, with the gate shut, it's just so non-inviting. So I want to make this like, oh, we do like nature, we do like things. I think I'm just going to go for like planters here. I don't really use this gate, so I mean we could maybe, I don't want to block, I don't know, but basically I'm thinking planters. We'll see though. We need to do something. Again, I'm probably going to do again the same with this drive as what I've done there. Eventually I want the whole drive to be able to grow plants through. Just because, again, it's all good, it's better for the soil. One of the big problems that we have, partly with flooding, all sorts of things like that, is because of the water runoff. Water's got nowhere, and it just pours down the drains, pours down the road. But if the whole garden is one big sponge, it's good for the garden, it's good for the neighbouring wildlife and well, planet, I suppose, on the grand scale. But yeah, it's coming on well. Lots of plans, lots going on. I hope you enjoyed it too. If you want to comment, like, subscribe, I'd really appreciate that. And yeah, thanks for watching.